Hello everyone, and welcome to a new stream here on Access the Animus. My name is Marco, and today, with all the strength that we have, but we're feeling pretty okay, we are having another Monday stream. It's been a long time. It's been, I think, 2 weeks, because last week we had to cancel the stream, so I'm actually happy that we are back doing playing some more Origins, even if this week is the week of Assassin's Creed Odyssey in the Assassin's Creed 15 years anniversary celebrations. But we didn't have the time to muster up Assassin's Creed Odyssey. And this way we're going to be able to play Origins also next week, when it's going to be actually the week for Origins. Full disclosure at the beginning, you might have seen it. We have posted it on our private social media. Both Sary and I have tested positive for COVID, so you might hear some cough outbursts here and there, but everything is fine. We're feeling pretty okay. We have only some minor symptoms. So Sary is saying something like, not really mild, but we wouldn't have started the stream if we hadn't felt okay enough to actually stream. So honestly, we couldn't wait for another week to see you guys, and we haven't posted videos for a few days, and because of COVID it's going to be a few more days, so we wanted to at least come and say hi. As you can see, we still have our USB issues that sometimes slow down the stream. We are trying to fix them as well. Hello, Just the White Guy, welcome to the stream. Atef, welcome to the stream. Elena, hello, Just a White Guy. Yes, COVID is still a thing. We are feeling pretty okay. You can hear my voice is fine. You might hear some cough outbursts, but hopefully that's not the case. Sary is feeling a little worse, but still seems like better than last night. You can hear her. So I guess that today, if Bayek is going to die, we're going to be a little kinder to Sary than usual. But yes, hello Hernan, welcome to the stream. You can hear from my voice, everything is mostly fine. Didn't feel any muscle sore, muscle ache. Taste and smells are fine. I don't have any fever or high temperature. For me, it's kind of okay. Sary's, like I said, a little worse, but still, as you can see, she's pretty able. She's playing Origins, and really, we wanted to just find a way to talk to you guys, to say hi. It's been, I think, 10 days since the AC15 celebration stream, so here we are. Yeah, Elena, thank you so much. We're not forcing ourselves. It's going pretty okay. Like I said, we're not pushing anything. Jatin, welcome to the stream. Lars, thank you guys so much for the kind wishes. We wanted to go back and talk about Assassin's Creed, even if there aren't as many big news coming after the stream a few days ago. There have been some news today. The Assassin's Creed social media accounts have shared that there's going to be a patch tomorrow for Valhalla. It's going to be called patch 1.5.3. We're having our issues in the midst of the fight. Sorry about the lag. No, Jatin, sadly, it's not just a weather change. We actually tested ourselves in the last few days, because we had a doubt that we might have been positive, and I think it was on Saturday and Sunday we were negative, and then no, it was Friday and Saturday we were negative, And then Sary was positive on yesterday morning, and the same went for me this morning. So sadly, that's the case, but still, like I said, we're feeling fine. And as well as I was mentioning before, there are some minor, tiny news, nothing huge, but there's going to be a patch tomorrow. It's called patch 1.5.3 for Assassin's Creed Valhalla. I'm going to discuss the content because there's not that much about it. And because of this, we're not going to stream it tomorrow unless anything huge happens. Both because we're recovering, and also because the patch itself doesn't have that much. Even if it's weighing between 1.2 and 9 gigabytes, depending on the platform. The Xbox platforms always have like a huge impact on the size of the patch. And the new content is basically a bundle. It's called the Bifrost bundle. It's called a bundle, but it's really 2 weapons. So the new content is a shield called the Shimmering Shield and an axe called the Iridescent Axe. So nothing huge tomorrow, like 2 weapons. I guess they weren't able to tie them to other content, and so they released them as free content like that. And they're going to be available on the Animus Store from June the 28th to July the 26th. So we have a month to download them for free. Other than that, it's going to be just a few bugs corrections. So if you've had some issues, especially with Dawn of Ragnarok and the recent content as well, you might have a look at, like we have posted on our social media. You can find it on the Assassin's Creed social media as well. There's the full list of the patch notes there. So you're gonna see which bugs are going to be fixed tomorrow. You probably thought of this, but can the control be used without a wire? As of now, I don't think we can. We should have to synchronize that with our streaming software, and I'm not really sure we can do that. But like at this point, we're using a PS4 controller. It's not a big deal. We can get a new one. It's been a tough week last week, so we weren't able to get one. I wager that for next Monday we'll be able to have a new controller or find a way to play wireless. One way or another, we'll make it. I'm sorry about the issues for this stream, because like we kind of got what was the reason after the last stream. Some of you actually came to me in the direct messages to write to me and telling me like, hey, this might be actually the issue that you're having. Like, it seems like it's the USB cable that is also causing the frame rate issues, which is actually the case. But we were very busy this week, so we weren't able to get one. Hopefully next week we're going to be able to get everything. June was boring apart from all the politics. The politics, what happened in the US was very, very sad, to be honest. There's a lot of cool stuff happening in the US, but sometimes it seems like the politics situation there is so dire concerning certain aspects at the very least. So I hope that doesn't have a ramification in other countries as well, because usually the US lead other countries into making political adjustments and stuff like that. Hello, Six Keys, welcome to the stream. Please don't apologize about the controller. Okay. I already did that a few times. I won't do that again. Thanks for joining us, Six Keys. Nice to see you. And we're playing Origins. So hopefully we can power up our Bayek a little more so we can go on with the story. Hello, Master Assassin Zuxio. Welcome to the stream. Like I mentioned, you might hear some cough outbursts here and there. Hope it's not gonna be too much, but we really wanted to see you guys again. I thought Templars control politics. They kind of do, or did in the modern day. Now I think it's been almost 2 years since we've heard anything about the modern day Templars. I'm gonna say even more than 2 years at this point. Might be 3 or 4. Hello Motley, welcome to the stream. Lars, hello. I already said hi earlier. Sorry, what are you doing on the stream? You should be in bed. Actually, she also wanted to join. We wouldn't have done the stream if we hadn't felt like we were okay to stream without, we don't want to risk ourselves. We don't want to push ourselves. We felt like we were okay enough to stream. Maybe we're not going to have like a stream as long as it's usually the case, like 2 hours. Maybe we're gonna have a little less. This is like, to me at least, is also a way to test like how it's feeling as of now.
And you keep us company because we are forced at home.
What?
And they keep us company because we are forced at home.
That's also like Sary's saying that it's also nice to have this stream because you guys are keeping us company while we are pretty much forced at home. So it's nice to have a chat with you guys. Like I mentioned in other streams, it's so I always enjoy so much. We also, like Sary also, like we enjoy so much having a chat with you guys. You guys are like a community, so like meeting each other every week here, it's like an appointment at this point. It's like it's a recurring thing here at Access the Animus. So we also wanted to go back to our routine, and because we already missed last week, we really wanted to go here. How's Dasha holding up as well? Yeah, Dasha is fine. Dasha is fine. She's not feeling any issue, of course, but also there have been some storms over the week, and she was a little scared, but it's been a few days now. So as of like the last few days, she's been properly fine. She's every day now that she very used, and she has her routine, and she has a specific time where she gets her food. Usually it's 4 p.m. Every day she's coming to us asking for food, inching a few minutes earlier. Like we gave her food at 4:15, and then the next day she came at 4:10 asking for it. Then we gave her the food, and then she came at 4:05. Like she has this routine in her head, but she comes a little earlier and earlier. So it's like she's a mastermind here in the house. She's trying to convince us into giving her more and more food. The whole game is just making Assassin's Creed games. I mean, if they hold to the quality, I'm not gonna complain too much. And the rumors about Rift seems to be pretty interesting. So, wasting time, welcome to the stream. We missed you too. We missed you guys too as well. Like I said, we really wanted to. Almost.
I don't remember the controls.
I think it was triangle, maybe. Anyway, yeah, like I said, we missed you guys too, because we missed the stream already last week. We really wanted to be here, so here we are. I'm here for my 4:42 appointment, ATA. I know. For you, Master Assassin, it's always very late or very early, depending on the perspective. So thanks for making it in time to join us. Like joining us at such time of the day, it's always, to us, it's like it is so incredible that you guys are making the time to join us and to having our little weekly encounter, like our weekly family reunion in a way. So, George, welcome to the stream. Tailgate, welcome to the stream. Six Keys, which AC15 celebration are you most looking forward to? I'm gonna say, in terms of games, probably AC1. The Ezio games as well. I'm very biased as usual. Unity as well, because I can expect the community to make a huge thing out of Unity. What else? I'm looking forward to every week to the lore questions, to the lore quiz on the website. And maybe later in the stream we're going to dive into that, because today is the start of Odyssey's week in the AC15 celebrations. So we might have a look at the new lore questions and see if we can match them. Sorry guys. We'll see if we can find the answers to them. I hope Basim doesn't say Malaka in Rift. I wouldn't be surprised if there was a crossover, but because if I recall correctly, if you're playing as Basim in the modern day, Basim does mention knowing the Eagle Bearer in Valhalla in a document. So Basim at some point has gotten to know about Cassandra. And I wouldn't imagine that's in the modern day. I would imagine that Basim/Loki got to know about Cassandra during the Viking Age. So it might be interesting to see why. Kazakage, welcome to the stream. Speedish, yes, yeah, not too bad. It's been only, I think, 16 minutes and 58 seconds now, so that's very fast. We also started a little later, so I think that also helped. I don't mind, I'm up at this time always. Okay, well, that's even better, so at least we don't get you to wake up earlier for us. Bless you, Sary. They're saying in the chat. I don't sleep until the middle of the day, and I'm up at this time every day. Odyssey Quiz was easier than Valhalla? Okay. Because I've seen some members of the community on Twitter saying, hey, I only got 7 out of 10, while mostly I've seen people getting 9 out of 10 for Valhalla. So maybe later you can hear Dasha is feeling very fine, ready to do the classic ATA stream bark. Basim could have just read Layla's notes about Eagle Bearer. Yeah, that's also true. There's a lot of Cassandra notes from the main game. So yeah, that's also true. I would hope that Basim or Loki, because he's a master assassin, he knows a lot of what's happening in the world, especially for what concerns the Isu stuff. But that is true. He might have not known about Cassandra during the Viking Age. Isn't it Odyssey week while playing Origins? Hello, Abu Zaid. The short answer is we didn't have Odyssey on our PC. We didn't have space for Odyssey, rather. We wanted to keep Origins for next week as well. I don't think we're going to be able to stream all the games, even though I would like to do that. But we already botched the Odyssey. We surely are going to have Origins, Syndicate, Unity, Brotherhood, and potentially AC1. AC3 as well, right? So we might have almost all of them, but not all of them. The other way to stream those would be to stream from my PS4, meaning you wouldn't see my... I cannot even say beautiful face, because... I mean, first, it's not beautiful. Second, it's even worse now with COVID. So, where you do the quiz at? We're gonna Optic Gamer. Welcome to the stream. We're going to show it later, but it's basically on the Assassin's Creed website. If you're going on www.assassin'screed15.com, you're going to be redirected to the 15 years anniversary celebrations page. And if you scroll down, you're going to find a page. It's called the 12 questions or the 12 trials. And there's going to be, you'll be redirected to the Odyssey lore questions. That's just saying hi to us all. Yeah, yeah. That's her thing. What's going on in Odyssey? Nothing is going on in Odyssey in the game. But that's actually Greek for Serapis. Maybe. I'm not sure. I don't know Greek. Nothing is going on in Odyssey, but the celebrations for the 15 years anniversary of Assassin's Creed, basically the team is and the community also, we are all celebrating each game, backtracking from Valhalla up until AC1. Each game every week. So last week was Valhalla, this week is Odyssey. So the Assassin's Creed community team is going to share videos about Odyssey, as they already did. There's new lore questions in the quiz on the website. Fans are going to stream Odyssey, not us apparently, but fans are going to stream Odyssey. And next week is going to be all about Origins and stuff like that. Sorry. Mudley, you're playing Odyssey. Is this your first trial, like first time playing Odyssey, or have you played Odyssey already in the past? Hello, Guy. Welcome to the stream. Welcome. You didn't miss a lot. Like today, there's not a lot going on. There's been an announcement. We've been running for 20 minutes, so you didn't miss a lot in the stream anyway. Today, a new patch has been announced for Assassin's Creed Valhalla. There's going to be a bundle of 2 weapons. That's a shield and an axe. There is going to be made available for free in the Animus store. And that's pretty much it in the patch. There's going to be bug fixes, so there's nothing huge in there. I would imagine the data miners are going to find a lot more cool stuff than 2 weapons. But other than that, that's it. The other news that I was about to mention is that Ubisoft has actually announced a presence of some kind at Gamescom. That's going to be on August the 24th up until August the 28th. We made a social post about it, wondering if anyone is expecting anything about AC in there. My personal answer would be probably not, because they announced to have like a huge stream about the future of Assassin's Creed in September. That's a few days after that, so probably not. But we at ATA are always super interested in seeing what happens at Gamescom, because before the pandemic, we were used to have these huge events at Gamescom. We had the AC trivia. We organized these events with Ubisoft, so we had this trivia live every day of the convention. We organized dinners with the Assassin's Creed developers, which were very cool. Cosplay gatherings as well. So if we ever got the chance to do that again, probably not this year, maybe in the future, I'd be really, really happy to go back doing that. So every time I see Ubisoft and Gamescom, I always, keep my eyes out for news. I guess we're gonna know about that a little later in the month, like in July. I miss Origins and I'm thinking of replaying it. Haven't played an Assassin's Creed game in a while. So you would say Origins is an Assassin's Creed game? How would you define an Assassin's Creed game, and why do you think that that Origins is one? I think I might have asked you already, Kazekage, but just in case. Oh, no, I've had it since it came out. You're making up builds. Okay. I know that there was and still is a huge community dedicated to builds in Odyssey. There's a lot of stuff that you can tweak and change and add for Odyssey, like in Odyssey, to create the perfect build for different intentions. Sorry, I've never been that much into... I mean, I always... Sary is saying hi, Sary, to her herself. But like today we're very kind. Like today we're kinder to you. So, like I said, in Odyssey, I usually played with an assassin like build and a fire build, and that was me. Like assassin build in order to sneak, and the fire build for fights like boss fights and whatnot. So that was my approach to Odyssey. I wasn't a huge fan of that. Triton K, welcome to the stream. Chat or Markuz, thinking of getting a new game, what should I get? Final Fantasy VII Remake or Jedi Fallen Order? That's a tough question. That really depends on how much of a fan you are, either of Final Fantasy or Star Wars. Because Final Fantasy VII Remake is a very visually good remake of the original game. I've only watched videos, never played the original game, but like it's a remake. It's a modernized remake, but I think that it tells a very interesting story. The characters look very nice. Their interaction is very good, very Japanese style, of course. That's Final Fantasy also. Jedi Fallen Order, I haven't completed it yet, but if you are Star Wars fans, there's a lot of lore connections. There's a lot of things done pretty well. The customization is very cool. So if you are a Star Wars fan, I would suggest you try it out, even because the follow-up to that, I think it's called Jedi Survivor, it's going to be set in more or less the same time frame as the Obi-Wan TV series. So I think that, like, if you are a fan, like you mentioned, Kazekage, maybe you should play Jedi Fallen Order first. But if you are into playing Final Fantasy, you should know that Final Fantasy Remake is a modernized take on a classic approach to Final Fantasy. Like, recent Final Fantasies are different than Final Fantasy VII. 15 is different. 13, I hated the game, but like that was different as well. And I would imagine that 16 is also going to be different. I haven't watched a lot of coverage about 16, but yeah. I think Origins is definitely an AC game despite the RPG aspect. I was missing the comment. Let me check back. I think it still has enough AC to be called AC. Stealth, Hidden Blade, Origins of the Assassins, the Hidden Ones. Yes, true that. I have a solid Assassin and Poison build in Odyssey. Yeah, pretty much. Mine was pretty much the same. It was mostly everything I had to do in order to have the Assassin damage. I hated the concept of Assassin damage, but that was at the core of the game. So everything I had to do in order to do that, and in order to one-shot the enemies, coupled with what was it called, critical assassination or something like that. So everything that would allow me to one-shot the enemies and sneak around, anything like that I would take, even if Cassandra would look bad, because we had transmog anyway. And it was free compared to what Valhalla has now. So careful, Sary. Come on, Sary. You can use the special move with RT and R1 and R2. There are no builds in Valhalla. I think there there are no builds. Like, you can create builds in a way, mixing items from different sets. But to be honest, the game is playable with any kind of build without the necessity to have builds. In my opinion, at least. Odyssey was a mistake. The logical step was a game setting in the Roman Empire playing as a hidden one. Possibly, but you never know what happens in during a development cycle. maybe it was bound to be a Roman game and then they changed it for whatever reason. Maybe it was bound to be another game. Who knows? Like, all these games always have like a troubled development cycle. I think that's what happens to AAA games most of the times, especially if the direction is not always clear to everyone. So yeah. For anyone asking, my class is in D2 is a hunter. What is D2? Oh, Destiny 2. What's a hunter class? Like, is it like a sneaky one, or is it like a like ranged kind of class? I absolutely don't know anything about Destiny 2. I think I read. Abu Zaid, I just finished Assassin's Creed Bloodlines. Really? Not a lot of people playing Bloodlines recently. I haven't played it directly, but I read the not only the synopsis, but also if I recall correctly, I watched a playthrough on YouTube, which I also did for AC2 Discovery. I think for other games as well, but Bloodlines had a really interesting story that you wouldn't expect to see. And if they ever had a remake, I understand when fans are asking, like, if they're doing a remake, I want to have Bloodlines in there as well. Bloodlines is a continuation of AC1. It has Altair and Maria going to Cyprus. There's, if I'm not mistaken, there's lots of interesting stuff there. There's Altair using the apple sometimes, also one time also to tame a roaring crowd. There's Altair writing the codex that we see in AC2. So that's very cool. Like, Bloodlines is a very cool story. It's a very cool game in itself. Of course, in order to play it now, you need to be ready to accept the limitations and constraints of a PSP. So as of now, I don't think it's commercialized anymore, of course, but you can find it, I'm sure, in retro gaming stores and stuff like that. Jatin, I'm just tired of new game, new protagonist stuff. I need some continuity. I guess if the rumors are correct, I don't think that it's going to be the case for Rift. Though, at least, don't throw him in the water. Oof. Careful. Careful. He's right there. You cannot steer the... There you go. Good job, Sary. Is he still alive? Yes. Let's go. Is he still on the boat?
Mm-hmm.
I can't see. Okay, it's there. There you go. Can you speak to him on the boat? Did the devs expect... Oh, we need to get the controller again? Okay. Can we speak to him in the boat? Yes! Yes, we can. I thought we'd have some issues. We do have them, but... I want an AC1 remake to make... No, come on! Just a white guy, come on. I mean, there were some tiny... cheats in Rogue. They didn't make Shay fart, but there were a lot of, cheats for the lols in Rogue, and also in AC4. I said before, I hate Odyssey's obsession with builds and stats. It's so restrictive and just tedious micromanagement. I think that's, like, some fans do really enjoy that. Others would hope that never happened. I was pretty indifferent. I just would have preferred not to have that, in that, like, being able to assassinate easily, to me, it's always at the core of the experience. Which was the case in Valhalla, for example. So, like I said, what I did was pretty much heavily focus everything on the assassin damage, and anything else I didn't care about. I hope Altair learns how to voice act. I mean, depending if they're really going to have an AC1 remake, but yeah, maybe. If they remake AC1, I hope they let Altair have an accent. I do hope to, because they pushed a lot on the Italian accent in AC2 and Brotherhood. Even too much, probably, in my opinion. And in AC1 they had, I think it was called Philippe Shabazz, who did the voice for Altair. So I would hope so. Animated bloopers would be great. You mean for AC1? Yeah. And yeah, I wouldn't like a female option in a season pass for AC1 remake, of course. I mean, I've seen a few fans actually saying I would expect to see a remaster rather than a remake. What do you guys expect? Plus, if Rift is actually what it's supposed to be based on the leaks, would you like to have two games that look similar, like a remake for AC1 and Rift that might look similar? Wouldn't it feel a little redundant? Would they feel different enough? Does anybody remember the Rogue blooper? Yes! I love that. Basically what happened, if I recall correctly, they had recorded the animation and voiceover of a scene that never actually ended up in the game because it was just a joke between the actors and the animation crew. But because they had recorded everything with the mocap suits and the microphones and everything, they actually animated that in game, and it was a scene with... Is my face stuck? Yes. Logging out. Let's see if my face is going back. Hello? There we go. Hello. So, what? Basically, it was a scene on one of the ships, and it had Shay. It had the commander. I don't remember what the name of the commander was. And Sary is asking me. Oh, okay. So I'll continue playing as Sary is looking for what is happening. Alright. So let's do this side quest at the Sarapeon. It should be Serapeon, but of course, because Sary left, this is the Sarapeon. Are you two part of a larger organization? James Cook and Gist. Yes, that's true. Christopher Gist. Not a larger organization. I mean, if you're talking about, huge organizations, no. But yeah, there's more people in the Access the Animus team. So there's me, Sary. There's Sorosis, who is our reviewer and previewer. I absolutely didn't see what we have to do here. But let's steal a cart. Let's steal a cart. How do we run? Like this? It's not my cup of tea anymore. Okay. So, like I was mentioning, there's like 3 Italian members of the team. That's me, Sary, and Stefania, who is the translator for some of the articles. She actually translated the review for the 4th volume of the Shaojun manga that we're going to release pretty soon. How do you call for the horse? There we go. Okay. So soon enough you might see a review for the finale of the Shaojun manga, which is going to be pretty interesting, but also to me was a little... Where is it? Let's go and find it. The finale of the manga was a little too Inconsistent is this one. Okay. A little inconsistent with what was established in Assassin's Creed. I'm gonna say Rogue. And also in the Chronicles games, because there's a direct connection about the precursor box in the Xiaojun manga, and there's some inconsistency with the Chronicles games. So let's see if we can steal the cart. Don't mind me, I'm just here. I'm not doing anything stupid. Hello? Hello? Can we go? Can we go? Let's just run away. Sary is back, and he's going to run away with a cart. Yeah, you just have to run away with a cart and bring it to a priest after you have gotten rid of the guards, I guess. I'm not even sure where the priest is. I think the priest was where I started, so he should be there. Exactly. Hi, MD. Nader, welcome to the stream. We couldn't tell you even if we wanted to. Oh, are you two are you two part of a larger organization? You can say that, but
I'm stuck.
You're stuck? No. No. Yes, okay. Good job. Much better than me at driving carts. But careful about the guards. The American accent is supposed to be cold sounding. I heard it too, Triton. I remember one where he talked about his grandfather. Oh, I think I missed these moving hay carts where we could hide and be carted into fortresses like a Trojan horse. You could do that in AC3. It wasn't a hay cart, but you could go into convoys and taken in the forts. That was friggin' amazing. Like, that's another... It's not part of this social stealth mechanic, but sometimes I consider it to be, because you're still having an interaction with the world around you in order to move on with your assassination mission. So, careful. Don't kill them. Dismount. Very good, Sarah. Good job. Good job. Shay killed Eivor. What? When? How? Did he go back in time to kill Eivor? I love Syndicate simply because of the carriage riding. That reminds me of that. Yeah, to a degree, yes. There were a lot of missions involving carts and carriages in Syndicate, and maybe in 3 weeks we're gonna test some of those. Shay is indeed a time traveler. Sure. So, wonder if we can move on with the story. Can we, or do you think we cannot? Sary feels like she's ready. We have the proper level to assassinate Gennadios. It's on the other side of the city, so can we go there somewhere? No, we can't, so I guess we... Or maybe you need to move away from there. Anyway. That's just how people drive in London. Is it? Like, the way they show in Syndicate is how people drive in London even today? I hope that's not the case, but, I mean... I do know that in like big cities, people tend to care a little less about people around them. I've seen that in Milan and Rome, in Paris as well sometimes. So, yeah, I like riding on top of carriages. It's very nice. It's very nice to enjoy the world in a different way, and not just with the usual horse. That it's now, bless you, there is now a constant in Valhalla. I mean, a constant in AC. The horse is a constant. So having carriages or something different, like camels in Origins, is always fresh and new. Even though I also believe that it's fresh and new, but you stop using it the moment you realize that they are slower. Like carriages are usually slower. Um, Camels also usually are slower. So once you find out that it's faster to use the horse, you go back to the horse. I always felt like that. Unity co-op when? Maybe on the Unity week? We could co-op. And see... We could also try the Elise mod and see if it works in co-op. I don't think it does. It could break the game. But we could do that. AC Rogue was actually an alternate timeline explored by the reader. Sadly, no. Or happily, no. Because I kind of like the character of Shay. I didn't like how the assassins were portrayed in Rogue. Because they suddenly turned into evil. Like the Templars had been portrayed up until that moment. Bless you, Sary, in the chat as well.
Thank you.
Driving in Wales is even worse than that. London is nothing. Wait till you see how people drive in Paris or France in general. Yeah, I've seen that a few times when I've been in Paris, and I was very surprised, to say the least. But Rome also is very bad, especially in the outskirts. To be honest, at the center as well, because in the center is where everything happens and where everyone goes. I got to ride a camel in Morocco 2018. Max, welcome to the stream. Not as easy that Bayek makes it look. Yes, I did that when I was, I think, 16, 18. Like my parents took me to Egypt and I went on a camel right around the pyramids. It's not easy. You have to hold on because the movements are very erratic. So from what I remember, it's been a long time ago. But it's also another experience that I really suggest if you guys have the chance at some point, because Egypt can also be a risky country sometimes. But if you get the chance, it's another experience to try. This is why I'm terrified to learn how to drive. Well, Elena, I think that being scared of driving is I think that's part of life. Like when you, everyone, I think at some point they had that the kind of fear of causing incidents or damaging your car. You just need practice in order to make it feel less worrisome. And to a degree, like as they say sometimes in movies and games, the fear sometimes is good in a way because it keeps you more focused on what is happening around you while you are in the car. Because if you feel like everything is fine and you don't focus anymore, that's when you're going to get. That's when you're going to do an accident or something. It happened to me sometime in the past. So yeah. I would suggest you, it's okay to be scared of that, but if you can, try and overcome that, because it's going to be very helpful in the future. In Rogue, it was like they were trying to come up with an easy excuse for Shay to turn against the assassin. Yeah, that is true. I think that they didn't have enough budget or time to develop a more in-depth evolution and reasoning as to why Shay became a Templar. And so the easiest and faster way, rather than easier, the fastest way to do that was to make the assassins very bad, you know. Kinda as it was the case for the Borgia. The Borgia were, like, the Templars were bad because they were bad. No reason to explain that in depth or, like, to have actual motivations. They wanted power, so they were bad. Very easy. The assassins do feel like they're slightly stupid in Rogue in a way, because, like, they are causing earthquakes over the world. They do that once, and they say, oh, okay, but I want another artifact, so let's cause another earthquake. That's fine. So they're not really the protectors of freedom and free will and the safety of humanity in Rogue. They are okay with causing more earthquakes, so not amazing in that. Hello, Alpha. Welcome to the stream. Always late, like the Valhalla updates. Well, I mean, the Valhalla updates this time is not going to be anything huge, to be honest. So, also, it's not a big deal if you are late. To be honest, we're not even always very consistent with the timing. Like, sometimes we stream at 8, sometimes it's 8:30. Sometimes we have technical difficulties and we stream even later, so here. See, Sixes, Marco, you have no authority to give others advice about... You have no authority to give others advice about not damaging your car. I think that's a very direct reference to something that happened during the Gamescom week in 2018, I'm gonna say, or 19. Maybe 19, because Sansan was there. She wasn't there. Basically, the story is very simple. So while back in the day before the pandemic, Ubisoft flew fans to events like at E3, and people that weren't close to Germany. The star players were flown to Cologne for Gamescom for a few days, and if you were invited by Ubisoft, otherwise you had to reach the convention as everyone else. In our case, for me and Sary, because I mean Germany is not close, but it's not even too far, and we wanted to also have the car to be able to move on our own easily in Cologne. So every year we basically travel there by car. So that also helped us being able to move also at night when we went sometimes to dinners organized by Ubisoft. Sometimes with the devs, sometimes it was our community dinner that we organized. Careful, come on, Sary. So yeah, basically after one of these dinners, we got a few mentors and friends with us in the car. I'm not sure if Six Keys was there with us, because I remember there was Sebastian, there was Faye.
Philip.
Sorry? Philip, maybe? Like, there were a number of mentors there. And when I was parking the car, which wasn't even my car.
It was my mom's car.
It was Sarah's mother's car. And when I was going back to park the car, I hit a... How do you call it? A lamp, I think. A street lamp or something like that. Thankfully, I didn't manage the car, but I was mocked by everyone else till the end of the convention and also beyond. And as you can see, Six Keys... yeah, I wasn't present, but you heard us talking about it. Yes, as you can see, people are mocking me even 4 years after that, with merit, I would say, because like that was very bad on my side. That's how you do it. Good job, Sary. But yeah, thankfully, no damage to the car, no damage to the street lamp, just damage to my ego. I can take that, I guess. No, I'm not the guy who ran over Olivier Garneau in Watch Dogs. But I might have been, I guess, at this point. Yeah, ATA lore just dropped. There's a lot of ATA lore that I could drop, honestly. Wow, this guy is huge. From past workshops and events, there's a lot of stories to tell. I would have to come prepared and think like some curious, like some nice anecdotes from the old conventions. There's always something happening. That is a running joke for the entire week. Max, the update is coming tomorrow. If you're talking about the one for Valhalla, it's going to be between 1 gigabyte and 8 gigabytes, depending on the platform. So if you're having an Xbox platform, it's going to be good job. An Xbox platform will be an 8 gigabytes patch for sure, while the Sony platforms are usually less. PC should be 1 gigabyte and a half. I'm imagining you in the car, like the Austin Powers scene where he's stuck between two walls. It was kind of like that, because we had a car in front of us and the street lamp before us, and I was trying to, do all the moves to get the car properly, but I wasn't used to that car. It was an SUV. So, like the first move, like going backwards, I hit it immediately. I think so. Have you unlocked the arena yet? I don't think so. No, because these are the first phases of the game, and we haven't explored a lot. Jokes aside, are you going to go to this Gamescom? Take a Uber. Oh man. The answer is hello, Dave. Welcome to the stream. Nice to see you. It's been a long time. Jack's got your phone, so you can talk as much. Oh, take your time. Everything that Jack does is fine. Jack is Dave's son, so everything he wants to do, that's fine with me. Yeah, we're feeling a little better. The camera is not feeling good. Apparently, I'm stuck again, but we are feeling a little better. Sary is also feeling a little better. Until
the drugs work.
Until what?
Medicine work.
Oh, yeah. Up until because like we are stuffed with medicines. So, Sary more than me. But other than that, we're feeling pretty okay. Markuz frozen in time. Yes, that's another bit of ATA lore. Remember that time when I was frozen like that for an hour? But Orpha, to answer your question, I'm gonna say probably not, unless Ubisoft is organizing something connected to AC or connected to community activities. Other than that, probably not. For us, of course, first step is to get rid of COVID, and then we can look at the future. But and that's in August, so hopefully we should be clear by then. Fingers crossed. But I'm not sure if we discussed this already in the last stream. But if they're not having AC activities or community activities like our community activities, I would like to organize them for this year, even if there's nothing AC connected to AC. But I wonder what Ubisoft is actually thinking of organizing. Like, are they actually going to gather community members in there? How many people are going to be allowed in the Gamescom premises? Because usually there's like Gamescom in 4 days usually has 350,000 attendance, which means around something like 70 or 80,000 a day, which is frigging huge. So I wonder what Ubisoft is going to do with that. Do you prefer the combat system in Origins or Odyssey/Valhalla? That's a very good question. I do enjoy having abilities during combat. Even though sometimes it makes it very heavily focused on abilities, but at least you can have more variation. In Origins, you have your special move, and the variation lies in your approach to combat rather than the variation of the stuff that you can do. So I'm gonna say probably Odyssey and Valhalla. Probably. What about you, Keys? Do you prefer Origins or Odyssey and Valhalla or the previous games? Are you interested in Prince of Persia because it's the predecessor to Assassin's Creed? Sary is a huge fan of Prince of Persia. She was back in the day. There haven't been a lot of Prince of Persia, content recently, but Sary was a huge fan. Actually, back then we were playing so many games. When AC1 came out, usually it was one of us playing the game, especially if it was like a single player. And the other one was watching while doing other stuff. So when she was playing Prince of Persia, I watched. And she enjoyed it so much. So when AC1 came out, and it was like a successor to Prince of Persia, Sary started playing it, I think, for the first time. And then she was like... She kind of liked it, actually. And then I said, can I play it for a few times? And I was never able to drop the pad again. So we kind of played together as well. And then AC1 went on to have 15 games or something. And Prince of Persia stopped having games completely. But, yeah. I need you to know how much stress I feel whenever Sary goes in an area without assassinating as many as possible before entering open combat. I
like it to give you the thrill.
You see, Sary wants to give you the thrill, the tension, you can't relax.
I enter with a horse.
Even with the horse, yeah. Yeah, you went in like straight in.
No time to waste here.
No time to waste. We're going through the story. I prefer Valhalla's combat, 6 keys, for having less supernatural abilities. Of course, yeah, I fully agree with that. Origins is more challenging. Yes, that's also true, but I think that's also because you don't have enough special moves. Like, having all the abilities makes it so that you can have the special attack, but you can also have 4 abilities plus the range abilities. You can do a lot of special moves before making it only about, the melee blows. Yeah, I would agree that Valhalla and Odyssey is a little easier. But that's compensated by the bosses, I would say. But yeah, of course, Valhalla is more grounded, especially the main game. The abilities in Odyssey were all over the place, and like I said, I think in past streams, Odyssey is a very good game in my opinion. It's not a very good Assassin's Creed game, but like if that were another kind of game set in Greece with those abilities, with that kind of take on mythology, I would have loved it, probably. As much as I very much liked Immortals Phoenix Rising. So it's just that it was an AC game that didn't click. So all the stuff, all the minor and huge stuff there, like the take on the character choice, the having choices in general in the Animus, the supernatural abilities, having the Isu being the justification for any kind of magic stuff that they wanted to have in the game. All of that didn't really sit well with me. What can I say? Hernan, you think the Forgotten Saga is gonna have some lore or show us a narrative after the events of Dawn of Ragnarok? I'm gonna say yes, but I'm not gonna hold my breath about the consistency of this. Like, I would expect there's going to be some plot holes here and there. It's not even clear when this is going to take place. Potentially should take place. This is also for Elena, I guess, like to raise the tension for Elena, yes. And you're just running around the palace to get more guards to chase you. What an amazing idea. What was
where is the exit?
I mean, you can climb anywhere. Why should you go with a horse? Just choose a direction and run there.
I go with the horse to mock them.
Okay.
Like, look at me while I do what
you're spiting them. Okay. Sure. Might as well. So, yeah, I don't expect... I mean, I expect them to have so many cards. To have a semblance of a story in Forgotten Saga. But I wouldn't expect it to be very consistent with Dawn of Ragnarok. And the other arcs that we know of. If only they're calling Hel daughter of Loki. But that's part of the mythology, so that doesn't make it any more or any less consistent with the canon. And that's pretty much it. Was Prince of Persia a history-focused game like AC? No, not really. Prince of Persia... as Abu Zaid mentioned, like it was based on in a historic world, but not historical events. So you were in Persian-like palaces. There were Persian-like characters, but it was like a completely new story that wasn't based on historical events. And of course, there were a few magical elements. The most important one was that of the Sands of Time, which basically there were these sands that allowed you to go back in time. If you failed any kind of move in the level, if you died, you could go back and redo that bit, which was very cool. It was a very good idea.
Yeah, like 10 seconds back.
Yeah, a few seconds, not a long time back. And it was very cool gameplay-wise as well. I can imagine how tough it might have been a challenge like this challenge for the devs back then with the technology that they had, because basically the game had to record the last 10 seconds or 15 seconds of your gameplay continuously, and every time you wanted. So not only when you failed, you could go back 15 seconds exactly to the point where you were 15 seconds before. So that was very crazy. Back then, it was, I think, the early 2000s. So, of course, it was a few years before AC1 released in 2007. So, yeah, it was more fantasy, like God of War. There were, like, weird enemies. There was you were a prince in Persia, of course, as the name says. In Prince of Persia 2, there was a dark prince, I think. There were a lot of stuff. Thanks for joining us, Six Keys. It was so nice to see you. We will try and get well soon. Thank you for the kind wishes. And thanks for joining us again. I don't think we're gonna run too much, but at least we're gonna try and assassinate our enemy here, Eudoros. Eudoros, that's the name? Yes, I think so. And that is the first use of the Hidden Blade by Bayek in the cutscenes, because actually you can use it before. This is sort of like a gameplay / story issue, because when using the blade here for the first official time, Bayek breaks his ring finger, because otherwise he wouldn't have been able to use the blade. But all the assassinations that you did prior to this sequence, you could do them without damaging your ring finger. So, but I can understand that, because otherwise you wouldn't have been able to assassinate anyone up until this scene, which would have been worse. Rip ring finger, Bayek. Take care, 6 keys. Bye bye, 6 keys. Press F for ring finger. The most defining moment in AC when tradition. All cause of this one accident. Yes. True. Because like this blade is actually Darius' blade, and he used it over his wrist, so no damage there. But because of this, all the other subsequent assassins had the ceremony, they cut their ring finger. In AC1, the Levantine assassins needed still the blade, needed still to remove their ring finger for the blade to work. And then soon thereafter, after Altair's reformation, the assassins were able to use the blades without cutting the ring finger, which in lore was also justified by the fact that, of course, it was a reformation within the Assassin Brotherhood, but also assassins were able to, people were able to spot the assassins very easily because they were missing a left ring finger, so there wasn't really hiding in the crowd anymore. What accident became tradition? To be honest, a lot of stuff in in Origins became tradition, which happened by chance or by accident, or because they had a meaning to a single person who was Bayek. Hernan, the note describing Ragnarok in Svartalfheim end with Baldur resurrection. You think this can happen in the ending of Valhalla story? Potentially, yes. I did mention that in our Dawn of Ragnarok analysis. I think we will have to kill all the guards.
Why?
Unless you go incognito. Otherwise, you won't be able to open the door, I think. Well, now you are incognito, so maybe you can go. So, I think if they had Baldur reappear at least as a consciousness in the final chapter of Eivor's story, that could justify why that document actually said that Baldur would have been resurrected sometimes after the Toba catastrophe, which would also match the Norse mythology. Because I think there was one of the poems that mentioned that at some point Baldur would have been reborn after. Well, not reborn. He would have been reborn after the Ragnarok event. Almost there, but not quite. I mean, you have full life. You can kind of. No, not really. No. Balf. Does Balf have a sage? Yeah, that was kind of hilarious. You're talking about Lorne Balf. I don't think he needs a sage because he's still alive now, but no, Baldur doesn't have a sage. As far as we know, because the seventh method was only used by Desgard and Isu and Loki. So there wasn't a sage of Baldur, because technically Baldur died before the use of the seventh method, so that means there was nothing to inject in the human fetuses. Technically, his consciousness was in the Salakar, so they could have transferred it somehow in the human genome, but they did not. So the Sage of Lorne Balf, yes. So close, Sary. The chat is cheering for you. Come on. Yes! We made it. Let's make it a little more painful. Of course, I'm sure that you're a vet. Does it cauterize that fast and that easily? She's saying yes. Okay. Wow.
I don't know about the finger, whole finger, but
yeah. So usually it's that fast though.
yeah.
Okay.
I don't know with a full finger. I mean.
Okay. Yeah. Well, maybe with a full finger it could be a little slower than that. Well, Jatin, thank you for joining us. Yeah, it's getting late, and it's getting late for us as well. So I think we're gonna wrap up in a few minutes. Maybe we can reach Aya, and then we can end the stream. Thanks for joining us, Jatin. It was nice to see you again, as it's the case for all of you guys from our ATA YouTube family. If you decide to play co-op, you know where to find a partner. I will try and remember that. That's in 3 weeks. Try and remind me as well, because like we could actually do that and prepare that. I could made a post on the community tab, so we can play with Sary and some of you guys with Unity. I'm sure you guys are way more well versed with Unity than we are. I guess cauterization is that quick. That's what they use to stop major nosebleeds. Wow. I mean, if you can't find another way, sure, I guess. Since you're talking about Forgotten Saga, after watching the Dawn of Ragnarok story again, Sinmara mentions what's left of Baldur is in hell. So I think the game mode takes place before the Surtur battle. Might be. It might be. I'm not sure if they were coordinated with the team developing Forgotten Saga. I wouldn't put my money on that. But it could be. Like, I think I mentioned it in one of the recent videos. Forgotten Saga could also take place in one of the time skips that happen in Dawn of Ragnarok. There's a few of them. So it could be there that at some point Odin took a detour and tried to go to hell. Which, like Leo K mentioned in one of his videos, it's time to go to hell. It's true, like that kind of game mode and that approach to mythology, to me, it's time to go to hell. And after saying that, of course, the camera died on me, because also the camera didn't want to have anything to do with me after that. And I think after this we have modern day, do we? Yes, we have modern day. Oh, are you not doing the quizzes? Yes, we're doing the quizzes. I absolutely forgot about that. Let's do the quizzes. Well, let's have Layla be the know-it-all engineer that we all hate. I'm also an engineer, but I'm not a know-it-all. I try not to be, at least. Sary is giving me the evil eye. She's saying that I'm always the know-it-all kind of person. So basically, I am male Layla. It's like male Eivor.
No.
Am I male Layla? Why is my goatee going this way? It's so weird. Anyway, yes, we're doing the quizzes. We're just having a look at the modern day. I absolutely forgot about the quiz, but I will very much like to try them. The only thing is, because we are on stream, they will not tell us the point at the end, because we're going in with an anonymous profile. So let's have Sary try and get on the page. Don't be Layla. No. I'm trying not to be Layla.
Don't be a Layla.
Don't be a Layla. To be honest, I didn't dislike her in Valhalla. I don't think that she just added a browser source. Okay. Bear with us as we are going in the page. We should be soon. There we go. That was a nice... Okay, very well. Okay, so you can't see my face for now. I think we can get my face in there. But yeah, as we can see this, as you guys can see, this is the page for the 12 trials page, and now we have the questions for Assassin's Creed Odyssey. You guys probably, I think that we can do it together. So guys, let me know in the chat. Are we having some kind of transparency here? Okay. So let me know in the chat the answer to the questions that you might or might not know about. The questions will all be all oriented towards Odyssey. So the first question is, before heading into battle, King Leonidas asks Dienekis if he ever did this activity with his son. What was it? Hunting, fishing, or fighting? So let me know in the chat what you guys think is the proper answer. I think I agree with your answer. The chat is saying fishing. So let's go with fishing. Question 2. The Spear of Leonidas. A mighty weapon broken by the king of Leonidas in which battle? Is it the Battle of the Thermopylae, the Battle of Amphipolis, or the Battle of Pylos? I do know the answer to this, but no, not that one. But also, all these battles are portrayed in the game. Oh. And also, my alarm of my phone is here. So, Elena is saying Thermopylae. Hernan is saying Thermopylae. I'm gonna say Thermopylae as well. Yes, that's Thermopylae. It's the battle that you can play at the beginning. And once again, we cannot see the faces and the pictures, but at least we have the descriptions. So one of these mythical creatures asks deadly riddles. Choose correctly and leave to tell the tale. Was it the Sphinx, Medusa, the Cyclops, or the Minotaur? So I'll let you guys in the chat, because I do know this one as well, because these are tied to the first civilization, so I tend to remember this kind of stuff. Sary, do you know who that is? Without clicking it. Okay, she is pointing to me the correct answer. And in the chat we have Sphinx, 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 Sphinx. Let's go with the Sphinx. Alright, the Adrestia set sail under different flags. You recall that just before Cassandra it was commanded by Barnabas or the Cyclops of Kephallonia. Ospot? What's the answer? What? Is Ospot in the chat now? So, Elena is saying Cyclops. Claudio is saying Cyclops. I think I was about to fall for Barnabas, but... wait a second, Barnabas, Abu Zaid says Barnabas. Darude says Barnabas. We have... Let's have other comments in the chat, because I think we're kind of even. Maybe it was the Cyclops and it was captained by Barnabas. Barnabas, he was always the captain. Cyclops was in charge. The question is, it was commanded by, which is a very weird question, I'm gonna say. That's a tricky one, because you get the ship right after freeing Barnabas, but it's the Cyclops ships. So we're going with the Cyclops. Guys, I'm gonna tell you, we're not gonna see which answer is correct. I think it was owned by the Cyclops and Barnabas was the captain. But let's go with the Cyclops, I guess. Next one. Oh, come on. We cannot see anything here. An artifact unlike any other Greece has appeared. Find to claim it as your own. But we cannot see the pictures. It was Barnabas? Barnabas was under Cyclops, but he was the skipper. Yeah, he was the captain. I guess we cannot really click because we cannot see. You look down at the map of Greece and recall the lost city of Atlantis. Now, where was it? I do know where it was. You should refresh the website. We cannot because we are in incognito mode. Let's say if you guys know the answer to this one. The answer... Let me see. Can we move? Okay, I'll show you the map. Oh, I wouldn't be able to pinpoint where it was though. I know the name of the island. I think it's in the southern part. The island is called Thera, which is modern Santorini, as Orfa said. And I think it might be up here, maybe here. Honestly, I don't remember where Thera was in the map. It's in the caldera. So, here, like, is it like here? I'm not sure. The one with the clouds. So around here. So it was like this part specifically. Do you guys agree? Let me know if you guys agree with this. Because the island was called Thera. And it was... next to it, there was a tiny island called Antikythera. Which means in front of Thera. So, okay, the chat is saying, yes, that's it. So, let's go with this. A memorable piece of music which is heard during the iconic moment. Let me listen to it. Let me hear. Oh, okay. This is the... Oh, no. Oh, damn. This should be the mother. It started as the one where... It started as the Atlantis one, but I think that this is the... When she meets Mirini. Elena agrees. No idea. I think it's called... Not Family... But something like that. Maybe it's called Mirini. Yeah. Chat is saying Mom, not Alexis. Mom. Okay, yes, let's go with this. The legendary Amazon armor set is finally complete. Select the piece that gives the wearer... How? Really? How do you know what gives 25 crit damage? Really? I'm gonna say the crown. But, like, this is so random. Do you guys in the chat know what is the piece of the armor set that gives 25% critical damage? Completely impossible to just know this. Bracers? Let's go with bracers. Like Elena is saying bracers. According to the internet, it's the helmet. So it's actually the crown. Okay. Let's click the crown. Sword, I guess. No, the sword is not part of the set. So some are saying the arms. The internet is saying the helmet. Let's go with the internet. Let's go with the internet.
We'll never know.
We'll never know. Identify one of the worshippers of the Bloodline to successfully infiltrate the Cult of Cosmos. The worshippers of the Bloodline were a branch of the Cult of Cosmos that were very much into the Isu blood. So I'm gonna say... not that one. That's the branch of the guy that sounds like Trump. I'm not sure anymore. Do you guys remember which one? Right middle, right? I thought it was that one because I remember the leader was in this location overlooking the sea. NPC number 23. That was very harsh, but also legit. So let's go with right middle. That was Elena. Elena knows her stuff, so let's go with this. This is a huge spoiler, but at this point, I guess. a fateful meeting between Cassandra and Layla that took place in Atlantis. Upon meeting, Cassandra became old because, number 1, she handed over the staff of Hermes. Number 2, Layla discovered her true identity. Number 3, the city was reopened once more. So I know the answer to that. So obviously, Elena says obviously she handed over the stuff. Let's see if what you guys mentioned. The staff of Hermes. Yes. Number 1. That's correct. And I think our score was question mark. Sadly, we cannot get the score. I guess we got at least 8 out of them. I'm not sure about, like, it was a very bad question, the one about the Amazon set. That was very, very bad. Elena says, pretty sure we got 9. Okay. I hope we did. I'm gonna try later with my account and see how many it says. Because I think we got Thera right. We might have gotten the Amazon set right. Some of these, like the lore questions, were very easy. Some of them were easy. I think that the only difficult one, because the question is not clear, is the one about the ship in Barnabas. Abu Said says Barnabas was the right one. Okay. But Marcus, how will you win that trip to Italy? Once in a lifetime opportunity. Yeah, I saw that the prize is a trip to Italy, so I guess. I mean, I compete for the glory, I guess. And I think that on that note, while we are finding Aya's mummy destroyed and ruined over the ground, I think that we can wrap up. Also because the cough is getting to me. And to Sary. But anyway, guys, thank you guys so much for joining us, even in this live stream where we weren't at our 100%, but at the same time we really wanted to see you guys, to chat with you. It's been 2 weeks. We missed you. We really wanted to hang out and chill out as well. The joypad has died on us as well, so the stream is also telling us, the game is also telling us, hey, you really, really, really need to go. So thank you guys again. I'm not sure if we're going to be able to have a video this week because we're trying to recover, and doing the videos takes a lot of energy. We'll see if we can manage that. Keep an eye out on the channel. We surely are going to gun for a new Monday stream next week. It should be about Origins as well. So enjoy the remainder of the week. Hopefully there's going to be some more AC news coming up. Tomorrow is the patch for Valhalla, so keep an eye out for that as well. Take care, be safe, safer than us as well. Enjoy the remainder of the day as well, and I think we'll see you next Monday. Bye.